Any person with an iota of intelligence will know that the vast majority of people in the world do not become addicted to playing video games to such an extent that it would warrant a response like this from the government, and that the credibility of this state-run publication is non-existent.
Raindrop, drop top, smoking, no cooking, the hot pot, cooking, fucking on your bitch, yeah, that, cooking up dope in the crock pot.
What's going on, guys? It's your boy Crimson here, and welcome back to another video. Now, before we start today's video, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn the bell on to get notifications on when I upload to the channel. But anyway, let's get right down to today's video. Now, today's topic is about China. Now, China is known for being a country run by a bunch of authoritarians. I mean, this is the same government that introduced a social credit system that would punish its citizens should they even speak out against the Chinese government. For example, if your credit score is too low, then parents and their children could be banned from getting the best jobs and going to the best schools. In 2017, 17 people who refused to carry out military service were banned from enrolling in higher education, applying for high school, or continuing their studies. I shit you not, they would remove access to education. If your credit score is too low, you could be banned from all forms of public transport, meaning aeroplanes, buses, trains. You would not be allowed to use any of those services if your credit score is too low. They would even punish you for buying too many video games. Speaking of video games, it seems as if the Chinese government just hates video games because the latest announcement to come out of China is just insane. So they have announced that anyone younger than the age of 18 years old will not be allowed to play video games for more than 3 hours a week.
What?
This is just ridiculous at this point. It's like they want to control every aspect of their citizens' lives. So this is an article that comes from The Verge. So it says here, kids in China now restricted to just 3 hours of online gaming per week. Chinese gaming platforms like Tencent, NetEase must limit online gaming to minors to just 3 hours per week, following new rules imposed by regulators on Monday, according to Bloomberg, citing state media reports. The change is being made in response to growing concern over gambling addiction and a broader crackdown on China's tech giants. Children under the age of 18 will now be restricted to 1 hour of gaming from 8 PM to 9 PM on Friday, Saturday and Sunday, and on public holidays. That's a change from the previous limit of 1.5 hours of online gameplay on most days. Gaming companies must restrict online gameplay outside those hours and must have a real name verification system in place to ensure the new rules are enforced. Regulators say they'll also work with parents and schools to help combat gaming addiction among Chinese youth. The new rules issued today come a month after an article published by state media described online games as spiritual opium. Although the phrase was later removed, the tone of the article, especially in hindsight, left little doubt that the state intervention was inevitable. Okay, so the first point I want to make is this. Do you know how low 3 hours of gaming a week is? I could easily spend 3 hours a day playing video games, let alone 3 hours a week. If you're a professional gamer that lives in China, you might want to think about moving to another country. But then again, if you're somebody that lives in China, you're probably thinking about doing that anyway. I guarantee this is just another way for the Chinese government to control their citizens' lives. The second point I want to make is this. Where it says published by state media described online games as spiritual opium. So the key part of this paragraph is the term state media. The media publication in question, which I will put on the screen, this media publication is a state-run publication, meaning it's run by the government. This is just a news agency designed to relay propaganda from the government to the public. Any person with an iota of intelligence will know that the vast majority of people in the world do not become addicted to playing video games to such an extent that it would warrant a response like this from the government, and that the credibility of this state-run publication is non-existent. The third and final point is that there are other addictions that are exponentially worse than video game addiction. For example, smoking. We all know the damage that excessive smoking can cause, right? So why is smoking less regulated than video games in China, despite the fact that smoking causes far more harm to people than video games? This whole situation is just stupid. They don't provide any sources, stats or statistics or whatever to back up this claim. They just want to gain even more control over its citizens, as if it doesn't already have all the control in the world. This whole situation is just dumb. Lesson learned, don't live in China, don't even go there on holiday, just stay away from China. But anyway, it's been your boy Crimson, and I'll see you in the next video.